Good morning, Class 101. This is Mrs. Carr, and we're going to begin our math block. We're going to continue Chapter 7, counting from 1 to 120, and we're going to begin today's lesson with Lesson 2, where we're going to continue working with the essential question, how can I use counting strategies to add and subtract? So yesterday, one counting strategy that we worked with was the place values. And we went over our ones place, tens place, and we were introduced to our hundreds place. So let's do a quick recap. How many ones do we need to make 100? If you said 100 ones, kiss your brain, you got it. How many groups of tens do we need to make 100? If you said 10 groups of tens, you're right again. Kiss your brain. How many flats do we need to make 100? If you said one flat equals to 100, you are a place value scholar. Kiss your brain. You got this. So for our explore and explain activity today, they want us to go back and use those same place value counting on strategies. And they want us to group these gumballs in groups of 10. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of gumballs in this gumball machine, and they are grouped in 5s, 4s, 3s, and 2s. Now, when I did the activity myself, I found it very difficult to try to group them easily. So because it took some time, I want to hold off on this activity until later on. So you can do this activity either at the end of the lesson, at the end of the day when you have some free time. And what you can do is just write the answer on the bottom of your homework page or your classwork page. And I'm going to check to see who found out how many gumballs were in this machine. So I'm going to give you a hint. It is over 100 gumballs in this machine. Just to make it interesting, I'm going to challenge you boys and girls. I'm going to give 5 scholar dollars to those who can group it and take a picture of it and show me the answer of gumballs and how many groups of tens are in this group of gumballs. So good luck, boys and girls. We're going to move on to page 470. So today's counting on strategy is that we're going to work with the number chart. And using a number chart, we're going to see the numbers visually, because using these large numbers from 100 and on, or from 1 to 120, sometimes it's hard to remember how those numbers go in order. So it's easier when we can see them. So when we use the number chart, there's vocabulary that we often use to let us know where on the number chart we need to search for these numbers. So one vocabulary is the word before. When I see the word before, I know that I need to count back because the number is behind the starting number that they gave me, or the starting number that we need to use. And if I'm counting back, then I means I am what, boys and girls? Exactly. We are subtracting. And if I see the vocabulary word next, then that tells me I need to count on. I need to count on one more number. And if I'm counting on one more number, then that means I am adding. So let's see what they want us to do in this see and show activity. It says count from 21 to 28. Circle the number that comes next. So remember what we said. When we see the word next, that means I'm going to count on. I am going to add. So we're going to start with the number 21. And then we're going to stop at the number 28. So I know that my number has to be somewhere in between those two numbers. So let's count and find out what numbers are between 21 and 28. So we're going to start at 21 and count on. Count with me. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Now they want me to find out what number is next after 28. So I go to my number chart and I see that 29 is the next number after 28. So I look at my choices that they gave me to choose from, and I see 27, 29, and 30. And since 29 is one of my choices, I'm going to circle it because I know that that is the correct answer. So now, boys and girls, you're going to do the same thing on your own from 1 through 4, but you're going to use the colors purple, blue, orange, and green. If you do not have those 4 colors, that's fine, boys and girls. Use what you do have. Just make sure it is 4 different colors. The talk math, they want you to talk it over and discuss if you see a pattern on the number chart. Remember what your answer is, and remember to look at this number chart because that's going to help you answer our hot problem later on. So now we're going to move on to page 471, where we see on my own page, you're going to do the same thing that we did together for 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then for 9 and 10, you're going to circle the group that shows the numbers in counting order. So when I see counting order, that means these numbers have to make sense when I count. They have to go in order from the beginning, middle, and end, just like we did when we did our number chart from 21 to 28. So you're going to look at these 2 groups and see which group of numbers are in counting order, which numbers make sense. If these numbers do not make sense, then they are not in counting order. If you need help, because like I said, these are some big numbers, go back to the number charts on either page to help you. On page 472, we're going to do our problem solving. So here they want you to be problem solving detectives. So put on your detective hats, pull out your magnifying glasses, because these clues are going to help us figure out what number they want us to find on the number chart. So again, we're going to use cubes to help us do our problem solving. So let's read the question together. This number is before 57. It is after 53. It has 5 tens and 5 more. What number is it? So I know when I do cubes, I must circle my answers, my numbers first. So they gave me 57. They gave me 53, 5 tens, and 5 more. And then they want me to know what number it is when I'm done. That's what I need to find out. So, boys and girls, you're going to use the strategies that we discussed with the before and after to figure out where that number is on the number chart. Now, to help you not have to turn the pages back and forth, you can use the My Math homework number chart here to help guide you. Just make sure that you don't color it in with crayons or anything, because you do need this chart to do your homework. So maybe use the pencil so that way you can erase it, or you can use a penny or coins to help hold your place on the number chart. So do that for 11 and 12. And for the hot problem, remember what I said about using that talk math to help you? Well, here you're going to use that to help you answer the question, what are some things you see on a number chart that are alike? Remember what we said, there was a P word that they used, and I want you to look at those numbers to see if you see any type of numbers repeating, hint, hint. So boys and girls, Miss Lacoste and I are going to meet at 2 o'clock. If for anyone who has any questions about any activities that went on today or on today's lesson, we really miss you guys. We hope to see you at 2 o'clock. We're going to post the meeting app at that time. Hope to see you soon, boys and girls.